Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's morning briefing. In the wake of recent violence, the Israeli government is now accelerating a program to place cameras in the West Bank as an attempt to deter terrorism. The army has already installed close to 1,700 cameras on roads, intersections, and settlements, but hopes to soon have all West Bank intersections monitored. The army believes that the cameras will both help to deter terror attacks and will assist security forces in apprehending terrorists. During the Second Intifada, improved signals intelligence capabilities of both the Shin Bet security services and the Army Intelligence Corps were vital in thwarting terror cells affiliated with Hamas, Islamic Jihad, and Fatah. However, the recent rise in lone wolf terror attacks has presented Israeli security forces with new challenges in apprehending and preventing Palestinian attacks. In addition to surveillance, Israeli security forces are also monitoring Palestinian social media accounts and have reportedly identified close to 2,200 Palestinians as being in various stages of planning attacks. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insists that he was unaware of the decision to add 14,000 Palestinian homes to the city of Kalkilia. Netanyahu is claiming that Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman failed to present the cabinet with the full details of the city's expansion during a cabinet meeting that he led last year. Many cabinet members have come out against the decision, saying they don't remember signing off on it. Responding to the report, Education Minister Naftali Bennett and chairman of the pro-settlement Jewish Home Party tweeted that, quote, "In light of the Palestinian incitement, we should not be giving them a prize of 14,000 homes along Route 6. I hope that this time everyone will join us in our position," end quote. Public Security Minister Gilad Erdan and Transportation Minister Israel Katz also later denied that the cabinet had ever voted on the plan. The plan would allow Kalkilia to build 14,000 new housing units on some 2,500 dunams or 617 acres that would be incorporated into the city's boundaries. All the supposed properties built would be in the Israeli-controlled Area C of the West Bank. The Israeli government is now freezing construction of some 6,000 apartments in Jewish neighborhoods of East Jerusalem. The plans include 2,200 apartments in East Jerusalem and hundreds of apartments planned for Nar Homa and Pisgat Ze'ev, neighborhoods just north of the city. Despite the release of these documents, however, the government claims that there is no construction ban in East Jerusalem or the occupied West Bank. Even further, according to Minister of Defense Avigdor Lieberman, quote, "There never was and will not be a government that takes better care of the Jewish settlements in Judea and Samaria," end quote. Just this past April, for example, Israel announced plans to build some 15,000 new housing units in East Jerusalem. Jared Kushner and Jason Greenblatt are returning to the Middle East this week on orders from United States President Donald Trump to discuss steps towards peace talks with Israeli and Palestinian leaders. Kushner, the president's senior advisor, as well as his son-in-law, will be acting with Greenblatt, Trump's peace negotiations envoy in the Middle East. Greenblatt is set to arrive on Monday, followed by Kushner on Wednesday, and both will likely meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, as well as Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. The White House is downplaying expectations for the trip, with a senior official telling the Times of Israel that forging a peace agreement will take time. To the extent that there is progress, there are likely to be many visits by both Mr. Kushner and Mr. Greenblatt, and possibly many trips by Israeli and Palestinian negotiators to Washington, D.C. or other locations. For President Donald Trump, it's been almost a month since his last visit to Israel and the Palestinian Authority, which was generally well received. The American immigrant community of Israel got a special treat yesterday when Kraft Family Stadium in Jerusalem hosted 18 legendary NFL Hall of Fame players for a festive ceremony. For the fans who drove from American centers like Modi'in and Givat Shmuel in their football jerseys, it was a long-awaited chance to get a dose of American culture, especially in a country where even the Super Bowl barely registers in the national consciousness. By all accounts, the NFL players are enjoying their trip, which was hosted by New England Patriots owner and Israel supporter Robert Kraft. Pittsburgh Steelers halfback Jerome Bettis, a six-time Pro Bowler, says he's blown away by the love affair that Israelis have with their country, and that the experience he's shared with his wife in Jerusalem has changed their lives. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Roger Staubach is impressed by Israel's resilience and close-knit bonds, saying, "Here it feels like family." Maybe the familial feeling was driven home even more on Thursday when the NFL Gold Jackets watched scrimmages between Israeli high school teams. Earlier this year, the Israeli government had attempted to arrange a similar goodwill visit of current NFL players, but half of them pulled out under pressure from BDS groups. That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.